So my bathroom has this window, and I thoroughly enjoy posting up my phone right here. I've got a cup of tea, and I'm going to tell you about my thoughts this morning. All right? So first things first, I always wake up at 4:50, and that's not a flex. That's just when I wake up because that's the amount of time I need to have to go to the gym. And then I went to the gym, came back home, and made breakfast for my mom. And I made eggs, avocado, and then apple, which I didn't make them. I prepared them. And my thought there is that I really enjoy making food for other people. That's something I've just liked doing. And it's since I enjoy it and other people don't seem to enjoy it, it seems like, oh, of course, I'll make you breakfast. And it seems like a nice thing I can do for my mom that I definitely don't do enough for my parents. So I've realized that recently, if there's areas I can pitch in, make my mom breakfast, I need to do that because I'm forever indebted. Then I ate my breakfast, and every morning I read for about an hour, and that reading time is what influences a lot of my videos. So a lot of times I'll be reading, and not that I'm not engulfed in the book and consumed by the book, but what the book will say will prompt me to be like, oh, that's a light bulb moment. I need to make a video about this. And that's kind of how my YouTube channel is constructed. It's a lot of just what I've consumed and me regurgitating it. And in that process, I learn a lot about the concept itself. I learn a lot about my own brain, etc. And I was reading this book called The Book of Secrets by Osho. And it was talking about in our day-to-day life when we're going through our routine, we wake up, we brush our teeth, we grab our coffee, we eat breakfast, we go to work, that whole cycle. When we're in that cycle, we might not feel like anything's wrong, but really we're quite distracted from what might be occurring inside of your body. And we humans have an electromagnetic field of energy around them. And so when you're constantly thinking about other things, doing other things, that energy is protruding. It's going out towards other things. And that leaves no time for you to think or for you to feel what's going on inside. And that also leaves no energy for, one, your body to rebuild itself physically to its maximum potential, and mentally for you to realize some of those things that might be sitting below the surface, quite literally and figuratively. So this morning I did a meditation, and I don't meditate that often, I'll be honest, but it's something I'm forever intrigued with, and it's something I really do in the purest form of meditation need to implement into my routine daily. But over the course of 6 to 8 months, I've experimented with meditation, and to be honest, I've probably meditated 30 times for 20 to 40 minutes on average. But today I was sitting and reading this book, and I felt a lot of peace in that moment. I thought, let me lean into this. I'm going to do a proper meditation. And the meditation I like most is literally just doing nothing. So I don't do any music. I sit in that crisscross applesauce position and just sit alone. And I like to focus on a sound in the background. I like to focus on a point in my brain, basically, or I like to focus on the nothingness, whatever it is. I'm usually doing a form of focusing on one thing, which is a pretty common form of meditation. And when I was doing that, I noticed that there was a release, and this happens every time around probably 5 to 8 minutes into the meditation. I have this release of energy, and I feel a weightlessness where my brain and body, it almost feels like I'm dizzy with my eyes closed. My body feels very light, and it feels good. And then that goes away, probably after a few minutes. And then I feel a tension within my body, and I feel tense. And my body's telling me, hey, we want some control back here. Can we get out of this meditation? And that's where the meditation really begins. And people have this idea that meditation is supposedly incredibly peaceful and it's super nice when people do it. Yeah, it is. But do you realize every single thing that is actually good and good for you, not just immediately enjoyable, it has a price. And the price of that is that initial discomfort in the meditation that you have to lean into. It's the same as a workout, and people grasp that. People fall in love with working out for whatever reason. If you've been working out for more than 3 years, you're not in it for the same reason that you started. You're probably working out because you love the way that you feel afterwards, and you're willing to wake up and pay the price of going to the gym and sacrificing your time and your energy. I think the same thing applies to the meditation practice, because it's not easy to sit there, do nothing. Your brain is really uncomfortable doing that, especially most of us nowadays. We really don't like that. We want to be in control. And you'll feel your brain say, hey, can we get control back? Can we move around? Can we put some thoughts into the head? Can we focus on something? And again, that's your body's addiction to trying to cast your energy outwards, because that's what we're addicted to. And that's what we're rewarded for in the external world. So we're rewarded by thinking a lot in our job. And a lot of times we might be rewarded by things that strengthen our own ego. So arguments, you might be rewarded. You'll get a good feeling. The ego likes arguments. It validates the ego, and we might be addicted to that. And so when you get into a meditation and that stuff is no longer, and it's kind of fading away, the feeling of you wanting to stop meditating is just your ego saying, hey, I really don't like this dude. Can we go back? And if you push past that, that's where the growth is. After the meditation, I did yoga. All right, cool. And that is the physical release of tension. So you're lengthening your muscles and breathing through these intense positions. And that itself is releasing energy out of your physical body. So I think it's a cool combo. And yoga is a combination in itself, but you do a meditation and then some yoga. And you can do the yoga before, you can do the yoga after, whatever you want to do. But what I noticed, and the point of this video, is that after the meditation, I regained a sensitivity for feeling. So once I came out of it, all the things that I didn't think were stressing me out came up, and I felt stress from them, which I was, prior to the meditation, desensitized to. So stress about, where am I going to go to school next year? Stressed about, am I really doing enough in my business? And these things might be valid or invalid, but they're in there and they're invisible because you're constantly casting your attention outward. But there's stuff in here that you haven't dealt with. And ironically, the growth is inward, but we go on changing everything in our outward world. So that's what the meditation's for. The meditation is a tool to realize what's going wrong in the inner world, because we think that if you get the perfect job, if you get the perfect house, the perfect family even, then the inner world's going to change. But if you take even 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes and you sit alone with that inner world and maybe walk around that inner world a little bit, then you actually are able to see, I might need to change this stuff first inside to actually influence any outside. Think about that, man. That's all it is. You do not have to believe in being a monk or being a Buddhist. It is actually a very rational practice. It's not woo or whatever the word is. Woo who? Or is that a chocolate milk? It might be a chocolate milk. I don't know. It's not actually that crazy to sit down and meditate. But that's how I thought of it. I thought, really, doing nothing is going to help me? But that was just my addiction to changing things in the external world, where I thought, if I'm doing literally nothing, how is that changing anything outwardly? That's exactly the point, buddy. Idiot. So now I'm sitting here, and this has been a chain of events as I've narrated my morning, which I really enjoy. And I have this big video that I've been thinking about how I'm going to structure it. That's probably stressing me out too. That's coming up. But it's good. It's coming up in a good way. It's things that I've distracted myself from that are coming up. So cheers to meditation. And this meditation right here might change my life. It will. Everything changes your life, so whatever. So I hope this was valuable to someone if this was valuable to you, please tell me in the comments, because I'm going to be doing this YouTube thing for the rest of my life. And I'm getting to the point where I might just relinquish any desire to please a certain group of people with the videos I make. I enjoy the type of people who literally make the content for themselves. And I like illustrating my thoughts through words, so why would I not just document that and throw it up on YouTube? But if you enjoy this, please just let me know, because then I realize I am doing something right. But anyhow, have an excellent rest of your day. If you have any questions for me about meditation, let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. You can DM me on TikTok. You can DM me on, you can comment on YouTube, whatever you want to do, and I'll hit you back. I respond to all my comments. I just did it the other day for the past 4 months or whatever. I got a little behind. But I do respond to every comment, and I certainly respond to DMs. I love having conversations. If you think that me and I can actually help you do anything and you want to ask me a question, bro, I love being asked questions. We all do. So hit me up, bro. Cheers, mate.